It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Who's there? Hello?
Hello?
Mark?
Yeah. I can't hardly...
It's a somber day here, Mark. Well, I can hear it here. That's all that matters. It's sad music, Mark.
Okay. Oh.
I don't want to start the show off with a bad note, but we had to put Jane to sleep. So, no more dog.
Oh.
Well, this music is really depressing. Why do they play depressing music at funerals? Why wouldn't you play like, I don't know, like Smash Mouth or something? That would be a little better. That would annoy the dead is probably why you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I kind of miss seeing Jane walking behind you, waiting for your time to quit working so she could go out for a walk.
She's usually ready to bother me as soon as I start doing this thing with you every freaking other week.
Then she goes back over and she waddles back over and goes in a circle and lays out on the cot.
Little asshole would literally bite my heels in my pants to get me going. But that's so she didn't pee in the house. She knew not to pee in the house. She was a smart dog. But she had a good run. She was at least 14. So let's not dwell on that. Let's just talk about the stages of grief that I've already skipped. I'm on to depression and sadness, which is number 4.
I didn't realize she was that old because I knew you just got her.
2018, Mark.
Not that
2018,
yeah.
Mark. Yeah. That's a long time ago. It's like 8 years ago.
But that was also you were rescued. That was a
yeah. She was at least 5 or 6 when we got her. But she was a great dog, best dog ever. I'm gonna cry. Don't make me cry. Done crying.
They're family, and it's sad, and it's really sad. And my dog's a rescue dog, and it's not my dog anymore. It's my son's dog, but.
Did you go buy one?
No, I went and got a rescue dog, and then I gave it. I tried to bring it in and introduce it to Kathleen's cat. The cat was not having any.
So
of it.
David gets a dog.
So David took care of the dog, and then he just decided to keep it, and it's been like their little practice baby.
I'm sure he's not mad at that.
No, but it's like
practice baby. Though, I guess okay. I could see that.
She had her 8th birthday, May.
Wow.
I got the video. It's a shame I don't know how to use technology because I could show you the birthday cake and them singing happy birthday to her and the dog blowing out the candle. Yeah. So you know how hard it's going to hit. When
that's not something I think we did for Jane. Maybe we got her like an extra bone or something. I don't know. Now you're making me feel like an asshole. Thanks a lot.
No, but it's just they're just so close. A lot of people think animals are just belong outside, and they're not.
Anybody who's ever had a pet that's lived in the house and that they, if they have a heart at all, they know how tough it is.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Ugh.
So I saw. I'm friends with your ex, so I saw her.
Oh God! I bet there's 14 posts on there about that dog since yesterday.
Well, quite a tribute.
Quite a tribute.
I'll tell you that.
I'm gonna have to go look. I don't ever go onto Facebook, and I'm not even friends with my ex. But all right, I'm intrigued. I don't want to.
That's okay. At least you can actually. I had to block my ex.
I was never friends with mine on Facebook. She would never be friends with me. Oh yeah, here we go. What do we got here? Here's a bunch of pictures of the day we brought her home, and then Halloween, and fucking 7 other pictures. Today was one of the toughest days for our family. I should have music for this. Hold on. Gotta read Michelle's eulogy here. What am I doing? I gotta go back and find that terrible music I just played. Let's pick a different cut. Here we go. Let's do this one. Let's see. This is all royalty free, by the way. Here we go. Today was one of the toughest days for our family. We had to say goodbye to the best rescue. Got to make sure you put rescue in there to let everybody know you're a good person. Dog ever, Jane. from the moment she joined our family to all the adventures we've had over the past 8 years, she has blessed our lives more than she'll ever know. But today, we knew it was time to say goodbye and that she wouldn't be suffering anymore. We're so grateful for the time we had with her. And thank you to the Beneva Animal Hospital for your care and compassion during this difficult time. We'll miss you, sweet Jane. Gay Rainbow, Dogface, see less. I wasn't supposed to read that last part, was I? Sorry.
She puts more rainbows than you do.
I swear to God, I don't even do the rainbows. I need to start doing more rainbows. Everybody's overusing rainbows except for me, of all people. I don't have any rainbows. I don't have any pride flags. You know what I'm doing, Mark? I'm just kind of living my life, doing things.
Yes.
Just, going out there, going to Publix against my will. That's... I don't know what to say, but hey, Mark, rainbow to you. And speaking of rainbows, I had to get Mark to start the podcast early today because I wish everybody could see what you go through just to get this podcast on the air. Mark can't ever make his headphones work. Hold on, I think I have to reboot. No, this thing is crashing. Why can't I hear anything? Those are all things that I hear pretty much right before every podcast, and including today. And I said, Mark, what the hell now? And he said, it's updates. He almost said a bad word. He almost said it's these effing updates is what he almost said. And then he said also that my Apple can have a new pride flag. That's the only reason I did the updates for. All right. First of all, settle down, Trump. That's not all the updates were for. There were security updates as well.
That was the one they were bragging about. They weren't calling it an update. They weren't calling a brag. They weren't bragging that the flag and the wallpaper for your watch and your phone weren't. They were considered. What was the word they used? What would it be called on your when they add a new thing that would bring importance to your thing, like when they added like numbers where you can actually start doing work and things. Well, that's called there's a word that Apple uses when you take on an update and it puts a brand new thing that now you can do different things with that you couldn't do before.
It's called unnecessary complication, which is what they do really well. It's like, I just learned Photoshop and then they changed everything. Now I got to relearn Photoshop.
I forgot what it was. It was some word they were using, and I was reading this article before it came out about what you can expect. And here are some of the things that people are really chomping at the bit.
Workflow. It's workflow.
And the first thing they said was a pride flag wallpaper for a pride flag wallpaper. And then I realized
this is the whole update for Mark.
This is what I realized. When the comment section's left on, you should know better because Apple people, A stands for a-hole.
I am Apple people, and I can confirm that is true. I am also an Aries, which a lot of people don't know this. It is the people think it's the sign of the ram. It's not. It's the sign of the asshole. We are the first on the zodiac chart, which I know is all witchcraft and voodoo to you Christians. But we're the first because we're the best. We're number one. And no one else is number one. Everyone else is the first loser. That's the way I look at it. So,
but the people were on there going, I find this hard to believe that this is that important. And they were just, every post was not impressed. All kinds of stuff.
What these people have to realize.
One guy says.
What? What did he say?
One guy says, I'm gay and I'm not.
See, that's I totally. I think most people would say that whether they were gay or not. It's just insane that they do this. All this is a bunch of engineers and code monkeys and managers, middle managers, trying to justify their phony baloney jobs. The same shit that you and I have done for years in radio and television.
True.
It's the same thing.
True.
We've got to get in there and put our mark on this, and we've got to change the workflow and make it more efficient and put our own stamp on it and show these assholes why they're overpaying us all this money. And in the meantime, us, the user on the user end, we're like, No, I just figured out how that works, and now I have to do it differently. Well, how do I figure that out? And then you have to go figure out. It's all a way to. Something is torturing.
I need
us.
I need to flip Freebird and give me 2 steps, and I got to change that to a tier 2 and make the other one a tier 1.
Yeah.
Just because the other PD had it the other way, the one you replaced.
Yeah.
And you had to do something.
Yeah.
And you can see it on paper. Well, no, you can't even. You can only see it on the computer in the program selector. And it really doesn't sound, the station doesn't sound any different.
No, it doesn't. Well, we want to make sure that we don't have 2 female artists play back to back. Why? Who cares about that? Who's going to notice that you played Pat Benatar next to, give me another female artist, Susie Hart? Who's going to care if you play literally no one? But that is a rule in Selector.
That's a rule in everything. It's even a rule in my Mega
I
Set.
turned that rule off.
Just how many songs do you need between female artists?
0, Mark.
30.
No, 0 is the answer.
I know. I just turned it off. It's like this is
it's a waste of time. It's like, what are you people doing? Oh no, you played one too many currents this hour. You're what? No, you mean those 2 new songs I played? So what? Well, people want to hear the more familiar songs. When you play the newer songs that they don't know, they're going to tune out. And if you play 2 of them, that's twice the chance of them. Oh my God, no, it is. No one's doing that.
There's only 225 classic rock records that should ever be played on the radio.
Look,
Mark.
man,
what is wrong
if you
with
want to stay friends with Alan Sneed, you better not say that, because that man made a really good living off of that philosophy for 20 years.
I know. He made a really good living.
Whether he was right or not, it doesn't matter. He made a good living off of that very philosophy. And yes, those radio consultants that we all had to work with, the ones that our dear listeners probably don't know much about, they're the ones that fucking ruined everything, because they said, well, in auditorium testing, it turns out that people want to hear Bryan Adams at least 3 times an hour. Well, apparently I was not in that auditorium, because if I have to hear Bryan Adams one more time, I'm going to go to Canada and find Bryan Adams.
Do you really want the people that will sign up to get a
no
to get $10 to come in?
Who are these turnips who are going to a fucking hotel for $10 to listen to clips of music? Now, would you say that is on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you rate Cuts Like a Knife?
By the way, it's in the middle of the day, so they're not even working people.
How drunk am I? I never thought about that. How drunk were all those people that were in there? Or maybe even worse, they were all from the Top 40 station trying to get us to play bad songs so more people would listen to the shitty Top 40 station. I can't talk. One of my very good friends, his brother, that was his whole job at iHeart and Clear Channel, he was the guy who would send out the research to all the stations. And that's the weirdest story. It's this random dude I met on PlayStation. I think it was PlayStation 2. We were playing a video game called SOCOM, and it was like a shoot 'em up game. But we all had headsets, and we all just randomly met each other in this game. None of us knew each other. We were from all over the country, and my friend Lee and I would play together all the time. And this is right at the beginning of cell phones, so we didn't really have that. We had AOL Instant Messenger, so that's how we met. Was on we would talk on AOL Instant Messenger, and then there was more people that would get involved that you'd start playing with. Like, these people are all really good. We should start a clan. So yes, Mark, and I know the algorithm is going to pick this up. I have been in a clan. Not the clan, a clan. And
I like using that word, though.
Right.
I actually, when I
because
see
you lived in Mississippi. That's why.
I'll go, hey, is this your
clan? That's Mississippi. Got into your blood a little too hard. And now you're in Louisiana, which is...
I like using words that can be deemed inappropriate that are not.
Me too.
Because you don't own that word. And people have used it well before you did.
Clan was a thing before these guys who stole their wives' old wedding dresses or whatever the hell they were using.
They were using
sheets.
Can you imagine how mad the wife had to be every time they had to
Did you cut holes in my sheets, Leroy?
Yes.
What in the actual fuck? It was for a meeting. Don't you give me any guff about it. That's early clan fights. Right there. Thank you. And scene. But I was in a clan with this guy. So anyway, so me and Lee, we become friends. Turns out he's a district manager for Best Buy, right? And he says, hey, you're in Florida. I'm coming to Florida. How far is Orlando from where you live? And I said, far. But I'll still come over to Orlando to hang out with you. And he's like, yeah, come on over. You know, you can meet all the people from the Best Buy. We got a whole buffet. Just, you know, this is the hotel we're having the convention at. You know, I'll get you a pass and we can come and hang out. So I did. I went over and met him and we hung out. Super nice guy. We're still friends to this day. And I go up to Cincinnati to visit him. I don't know, probably 5 years after I met him and started playing with him. And after I'd met him in Cincinnati, just to make sure he wasn't like a furry or a weird swinger or something. Which he was not. He was just a regular dude. Nice guy. You know, his only problem was he liked to bang a lot of different girls and against his wife's, you know, wishes. But anyway, that's a whole other lifetime. He was a super, super smart guy. So I go out and I'm staying at his house. And he's like, oh, hey, I forgot to tell you, my brother moved in. He's staying here with us, too. And he said, oh, you know, I never told you about him. This is my brother, Mo. He's he's also in radio. And I'm like, oh, I'm not radio anymore. I'm in TV. And I was like, oh, well, where were you in radio? And he said, so I try to tell him my name. And he's like, no. Don't tell me your name. What format did you work in? I said, mostly rock and CHR. And he said, okay. What was the last two stations you were at? So I said, well, I was at WYNF when it was in Sarasota, and I was at WQBZ before that in Macon, and I was briefly at WIXV in Savannah. He's like, stop. I used to send you your research when you were at WYNF in Sarasota. You're Eric Stevens, aren't you? And I don't have to look. He just knows. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, and then Lee's mouth his jaw hits the ground. And he's like, what? And he said, yeah, I sent you your research every week. We used to be on the same conference calls. We've talked on the phone. And I just looked over at Lee, and me and Mo are high-fiving each other and hugging each other like, holy shit, dude, I can't believe it. What a small world.
Yeah, radio is
such a small world. I mean, this random guy that is in charge of the auditorium testing for Clear Channel back then. And Lee's just like, he's like, when did you meet? I said, 97 was probably when he started sending me. He's like, yep, that's when I started doing it. And I said, oh my God, Lee, I've known your brother longer than I've known you.
That's so
such
weird,
a small fucking world, dude.
Really. Yes.
Unbelievable. But we were just, and we're all still friends on Facebook to this day, which I never go on.
Now, did you ever ask him, like, did they ever play titles that you normally wouldn't play?
I gave him so much shit about the way that they did auditorium testing that he didn't want to talk to me about it anymore. And I was just like, you are killing me. Why do you keep testing Bryan Adams? Can you keep Bryan Adams out of the mix? He's like, Bryan Adams test. I don't care. Just don't show Bryan Adams to the people anymore, and they will forget about him. Do you know how much power you have? You're doing music testing for every rock radio station in every market in the country. That's a lot of power, dude. He's like, oh, no, I know. And I said, how much cocaine are you getting from the record guys? He's like, no, it's not like that. I'm like, I bet it is like. I wouldn't tell anybody either, man. But Jesus Christ, dude, he was such a cool guy. We had a lot to talk about, me and him. Yeah, small world. That's right. Wild.
That is very small.
Yeah, that's one of my smallest small world stories I have. I have 3 really good small world stories. That's probably number 3. The other 2 are from that same station, actually. A guy I went to high school with who turned out to work at the radio station in Sarasota. A guy I went to high school with in Pennsylvania who knew my brother but didn't know me.
That's weird.
Yeah,
too. That's really weird. Same career.
But then I know I've told these stories before. It was another guy in California. We were at a dinner, and he had a slight Pennsylvania accent. And turns out that he'd been living in California for 20 years, but I still heard his accent. And I asked him what part of Pittsburgh he's from. He said, "Oh, you never heard of it." We went to the same schools. He was just about 5 years older than me, and he used to, let's just say, date my cousin. Let's say date, because that's more polite. What he was doing to my cousin.
He didn't tell you he was doing it to your cousin.
He did, yeah. He's like, I used to fuck your cousin. I'm like, oh my
Oh,
God. He said, yeah, I used to fuck this girl.
Oh.
And I said, that's my cousin, dude. And he went, and then he was like, oh my God. We were all pissing.
Oh, okay.
Pissing ourselves.
So okay, before
yeah,
you
yeah,
knew
yeah.
it was your cousin.
As soon as I said that's my cousin, he's like,
okay.
are you serious? I'm like, yep. I freaked him out though when I first figured out where he was from. And I said, what elementary school did you go to? Did you go to Raccoon, Independence, or Margaret Ross, or what'd you go to? And he's like, how do you know that? I went to Independence. And I said, oh, well, Mrs. M was definitely your kindergarten teacher because there was only one kindergarten class. But did you have Mrs. Moore or Mrs. Zaritsky for first grade? And he's like, how in the fuck do you know that? I'm like, I know your ATM password too, buddy. He was, and the people I was with are looking at me like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, I went to the same place. I'm from the same place. We had the same teachers. But anyway, those are my small world stories for today, and my Mac elitist stories. And yes, Mark, I do consider myself a Mac elitist, and I made you one too. How many Macintosh computers do you have, Mark? Can you count?
2.
Interesting. You know what that makes you? Almost as big of a dick as me. That's what that makes you. Except I have about 14, and I don't know where half of them are, but they're here somewhere.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right, we're back, and
Old men, huh? There's just one reason why they shouldn't go to the airport?
well, there's multiple reasons.
Yeah, there are.
I really, I like the convenience of going someplace and getting there and not driving, but to get to my home and be comfortable about it, I drive from my house to Gainesville, stay the night, get up and drive the rest of the way to Fort.
It's pretty far.
And I'm pretty relaxed. So, but I decided because it was such a quick trip and I don't want to spend too much time driving and all that, I just got tickets.
Okay.
And I won't say which airline, but I'll just say that it's the airline that doesn't have any place to really park at an airport.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, but this airline used to have Spirit, and no one told Mark about what happened.
So, I always went to this one because it was the next cheapest one because the other one that we talked about is defunct now. I seen too many weird TikToks.
Okay, so all right,
reels.
so you flew on Frontier. What happened on Frontier that was so bad?
No, it wasn't Frontier.
Was it Breeze?
No,
wasn't
not
Breeze. What else is there? Spirit, Frontier, Breeze.
It's the one. It's the one that says it's from a certain area, but it seems to be on the East Coast.
Southwest. I like Southwest.
Okay, well, I do too, but the only thing with the Southwest is you can't get there from here.
Well, you live in New Orleans. You can't get anywhere from there. You got to go to Atlanta if you want to go to New Orleans.
I can fly straight to Atlanta. I can fly straight to to Orlando. I can even fly straight to Tampa. But I couldn't fly straight to Miami.
Well, why don't you just
Fort
fly
Lauderdale.
to Tampa and rent a car and then just drive to Fort Myers?
So, well, I was going to rent a car, but I rented a car from down there. I just want to get everything down there. So I ended up going to Baltimore.
That's not out of the way.
And then Baltimore back to, and on the way back, I went to Nashville. And
Mark has never seen The Wire, or he would not have gone to Baltimore.
I get on the plane and I go to get in my seat, and there's an older, well, probably somebody my age. So
Yeah, older.
I don't really think she was any older than I am.
It's funny how we describe older people. It's like, oh yeah, but they're a year younger than me.
Yeah. It's an old lady.
Yeah.
She's probably my age, but
it's an old lady who graduated a year before me.
So, you know me. I don't know how to deal with confrontation. I don't really like to ask for problems or create problems. So I'm sitting there, and you can only imagine. I'm looking at my phone. On my phone has my ticket. It tells me where I'm supposed to be sitting. Right. I'm looking at the thing. I look down. There's someone there. I look at that. Up, down.
So you're like looking 14 times, and you know goddamn well there's somebody in your seat.
Yeah.
But you don't want to say. You want them to figure it out, and not you. That's what I'm willing this person with my mind to realize what a terrible mistake they've made.
So a waitress comes up because now
it's not
I've got
a waitress. It's
me.
A flight attendant. It's not a waitress.
Well, I don't know. She just brought food and
flight
drinks,
attendant. They're there for your safety. You're probably the asshole that gets his luggage when the plane crashes too. Let me get my luggage before I go down the slide. I don't want to lose my laptop.
So, so she goes, where's your seat, sir? And I said, it's 22E.
Oof.
And she looks
Cheap
down there. I
seats.
go, so I said, well, this one's open, which is probably her seat. Would you like me to sit there? She goes, yeah, just go sit down.
Yeah.
So I sit down over there. And I still got an aisle seat, so it doesn't bother me. It's the sack seat. They just across the hallway from there. She was a nice lady anyway. I ended up talking to her.
She wanted that damn window seat, man. She had to have it. You know what it is? Southwest used to have open seating, and maybe no one told her that they now have reserved seating.
Yeah, because and I found also that if you don't spend the extra $30, you don't know where you're going to sit.
You know what else I found out about Southwest? This is true. I saw this on the news, that Southwest used to have an abnormally high number of wheelchair passengers who could board first because, of course, wheelchair passengers are allowed to board first before anybody. And with Southwest, it was cattle call. It was open seating. It was, sit wherever you want. And they would have an average of 25 wheelchair passengers per flight, sometimes more, sometimes less. Do you know how many they have now of wheelchair passengers? Now they have assigned seating. The average is less than 5 wheelchairs. That's how big of a piece of shit people are. Right there.
Yes.
I'm going to fake needing a wheelchair to get a better seat on an airplane. It's going to save me 30 seconds when we land.
Okay, well, that's what I got to do next time.
Be in a wheelchair.
Because because on the way back, I really needed that hack. But
it doesn't work anymore, dude. It doesn't work.
Oh, okay, never mind. So I have plenty of time. I've got 3 hours to kill in Baltimore.
Right. What do you do there? Did you get some crab cakes?
Never left the
crab
airport,
cakes?
that's for sure.
Crab cakes, yeah.
So I had a little meal when I get in there. I get ready to sit. I've got a middle seat now. I get in there. I'm going down the line. I see these two guys that maybe the same size, maybe a little bigger than I am. One's on the aisle, one's on the
window.
And I can't be.
You're riding bitch between these two guys? Don't ever get the middle seat. Why'd you pick a middle seat? Because you saved $10?
I didn't pick. No, I
Who
didn't
picked
pick.
it?
They picked it.
No.
The airline. I just did one of those. I saved myself $30.
No, man. Spend the $30.
I did. I know that now.
Oh, God.
So I thought, okay, I get in there. So I'm trying to put the seatbelt on me. I said, I had a club sandwich, and I'm trying to close the seatbelt, and I can't. I got this much room to go. And the last time I had this, now I panicked. Because the last time I had this problem, I couldn't get a seatbelt all the way over. It's when I weighed close to 300 pounds, and I got on a roller coaster with my son and my black son, Sheldon, and we went up on the rock and roller coaster thing or whatever it was called, with the big loop or Aerosmith.
The Aerosmith thing.
Anyway, right, and they brought us to the front. We got an escort in front of everybody because I was broadcasting from there. And get in there. I can't put the seatbelt on. It will not. The thing will not come down because of my stomach.
So what are you doing? Are you saying, hey, over here?
Oh, you. Well, they come up, they see you, and then you have to walk.
Oh, you got to go back to the fat seats in the back.
No, you just have to get.
They got fat seats on that, don't they?
Well, I know. I don't know, but they made me get off and walk all the way down.
Oh man!
So I either look like a fat scaredy cat, or just a scaredy cat.
And then somewhere somebody is playing the Incredible Hulk music. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun.
So I'm like, oh no. So it's
Mark.
like, okay, here we go again. So I go, do you think we had the wrong seatbelt? That's what the guy next to me to my left. He goes, no, I got mine. I said, well, I can't get it to come up any further. And he's reaching back, so he turns around and reaches back behind it. And he goes, oh, I'll be damned. Yeah, you got the wrong. I got the wrong one, so I put it right on
man,
snap, and that was
panic.
It. So I was like, oh, good God. Because all I kept thinking was, oh, I'm flashing back to this is going to be so embarrassing. This fat ass. These two guys are bigger than me, and I'm too fat.
They're going to escort me off the plane, and the Fat Albert theme is going to play.
Because I already had it. In my mind, I'm going, okay, I weigh 210 now. But these guys are at least, we got over 600. There's got to be a weight problem.
That plane's going down is what it sounds like. I've gone off of that.
This row is pushing.
Oh my God!
Pushing over 500
Fucking
pounds.
Baltimore, man.
Maybe close to 700 pounds in one row.
God,
I said, Can't we put a skinny person here and put my fat butt over there with 2 skinny people? They shuffle people around a little bit. You know?
Mark, you have got some old man problems. Let me tell you something right now.
So anyway, I get to Florida. Everything's fine. I actually had lunch with Brad.
Did you?
Beasley.
How are they doing?
So they're doing okay.
That's great.
You know, he's semi-retired anyway, and most people are retired anyway out of there. But you know, I said that, and I did the graduation. It was really cool. See my.
Did you ask him why did they leave all the shit in the building before they tore it down?
No, I just let that go. Yeah, he didn't really want to talk shop, so we were just talking about small talk about grandkids and family and things like that because he's a grandpa too now. So anyway, on the way home. Of course, this is Florida, summertime, right? So there's thunderstorms.
It's going to rain, yes.
So they got the plane grounded for a little while. Well, if I leave on time and I get to Nashville, right, I have 45 minutes to get to my next
That's a pretty
flight.
quick little layover right there. It's not enough.
So when they leave, it's 30 minutes. Now I got 15 minutes.
They can make that up in the air.
Well, they thought so until they had to circle Nashville for a while because there was a storm.
Well, then everything is going to be delayed in Nashville, and you're fine.
Yeah. Well,
no.
Let me tell you something. You ever see the
Listen to him.
Avis?
Now you're not like no. Let me tell you something. You ever see the sun?
You ever
stare right at it? That's all we did in our day. We didn't have TV.
You ever see the Avis commercial with O.J. Simpson?
Yes, running through the airport.
Where he's running and hopping over there. Okay, imagine that, but at a waddle.
210 pounds of waddle. Yeah.
Pants coming down like
God.
I'm a break dancer. Or
do you still
have
that wallet? It's got the chain on it from your motorcycle gang days.
I can't anymore because it pulls my pants down.
For fuck's sake. Oh my God!
Because I keep losing weight, I won't buy new clothes.
My wallet's too heavy for my pants. My name's Mark. Oh my God. Mark,
I'm too cheap, so I won't buy new pants.
Just stay home.
So
yeah, clearly you're too cheap. You can't even fucking buy your way out of the middle seat. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, it's real cheap, this seat right here. Wow, I wonder why. Oh, could it be because it's sitting between 2 fat guys, maybe? Yeah, could be. Oh, Mark.
Oh, man. Yeah. So... Well, I managed to. I said, "Oh, this is great. We're supposed to land in aisle D." I find this out before, and then there's a stewardess getting ready to get on a plane with me down at Fort Myers. She goes, "Ooh, that's yeah. If we leave just about on time, you have to pick up your peso, but you should be able to get because C's on the other side of the target."
Yeah. Oh, hey, something fell. Yeah. Everything okay there?
So I think
right.
So I said. Okay, and then when I pulled in, I'm going, oh, thanks, Jesus. Yeah. I look up, I said, there's C. We're at C.
I thought you were going to say, I look up and there's Jesus right there. This way, Mark.
So I'm getting off at gate 6, and I got to just do is get to gate 8. That's just two stalls.
I understand how many. Yeah.
So I get in there, and I'm going, oh, wait a minute. Gate 6 is the end. Gate 8 says this way. Yeah. And there's 2 or 3 bars and restaurants.
Probably because it's like 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, over in the other side. Because that makes sense. Because that's yeah.
So now I got to pick up a run, and there's people running with me. They're passing me. This girl really embarrassed me. She's in much better shape.
Everyone is. Everyone is.
I know I have to hit the treadmill and not walk. Yeah. I got to start running.
You know what? Just do what I do. Just get a new knee and say, click, click, click. I got a fake knee. I can't run. That's all I got to do.
So I finally get there, and they're literally getting ready to shut the door.
Oh my God! So no time for Dave's hot chicken.
No time to pee anything.
No.
So I get in there and go to sit down. And before I left Fort Myers, they were trying to do me a favor. So the stewardess helped me with her discount.
Flight attendant.
Yeah. And so flight is that what they call them now? Okay.
We've been through this. Freaking
okay, I'm going to eventually get to the right year.
It's like talking to my mother. Now.
So the flight attendant gets me a discount code, and I'm able to get a seat closer to the end before then. And then she let me, which probably I needed to. If anybody see me run, they know now that it wasn't false advertising. Yeah. I went and right after the envelope.
Yeah, that's all right. So
let
me ask you: did you?
The waitress brought me in.
Did she trick you into a middle seat again, or were you okay?
No, I actually had a window seat.
Thank God. Okay.
And nobody between us, so I got into New Orleans on time. Of course,
hilariously.
Anything that could go wrong, and I thought to myself, this took me 8 hours to get here, and 8 hours, since I was traveling by myself without Kathleen, I probably could have ran the whole trip in 12 hours, and it might have cost me like 2 hours.
Yeah,
but I would have been in control.
If you were driving, you could have done that in 12, 13 hours. Yeah, easy. Yeah. And didn't have to go to Baltimore.
No, I don't recommend that either.
No one does.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
That's right. This is Mark walking away in fat shame from the seat that he couldn't fit in. The sadness, the shame,
That's a long walk on a roller coaster.
Oh my God, Mark! And in front of all those young people at the Hollywood Studios.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Is it still called Hollywood Studios? Or what did it used to be? They changed the name of that one.
Yeah, I know. Oh no. Yeah, this is the one that's over in Universal.
Oh, okay. So it's not the Disney
in Universal
one.
Studios.
Yeah. No, I did the. I was one of the. I think we were on the first train. We were on the roller coaster with Aerosmith when they first opened that place up. We did a contest with my TV station, and that's my claim to fame. I got to ride a roller coaster with Aerosmith. That was really fun. And I learned that Joe Perry's mom lives on Siesta Key here in Sarasota. Is what he told me. He found out we were from Sarasota. He's like, "Oh, my mom lives there," and we were like, "What?"
A lot of people.
We were like, "Come down to the station, buddy. Come hang out with us at the station."
What's his name does too? Johnson &
Johnson.
From AC/DC.
Oh, Brian Johnson's. He lives on Bird Key, right over near the radio station. Dude, so many people. Cher used to live out there. Tom Cruise's mother-in-law. So they used to smuggle Tom Cruise into here, allegedly, in a UPS truck. And the morning show on my radio station would find out about it. And because some dude from UPS would call and say, "Hey, Tom Cruise is back in town. We got a UPS truck backing up to his private plane." And it's like, what? Oh, just tell, they wouldn't put him on the air. They said, "Well, just tell us where, and we'll send our stunt boy Brent out there to see if we can get an interview." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, cool." So they were always chasing Tom Cruise. Oh God, never caught him. Never. Those Scientologists are hard to catch. They're very fast.
They just going in just a different dimension.
Is that what it is? I don't want to know. I don't want to. No, neither one of us want to know. Oh, so let's see what else is going on in the world. You want to? Yeah, is it Thursday? This is Friday. You want to do Tabloid Friday because we still have the Weekly World News online, which I'm almost ready to pay for because you have to pay for it to get the really good stuff.
We've had some pretty good stuff though on the free section. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just like zombie human marriage is being declared unconstitutional. Did you hear about this? There was a secret groundbreaking Supreme Court ruling 5-4 against the legality of marriage between a living person and a zombie. There's also a story here that you need to see the photo of about the world's biggest butt. We're not going to go into that one. The planet Nibiru is about to collide with Earth. Do you know about planet Nibiru?
No, where's that?
It's called a rogue planet, also known as Planet X. You never heard of this?
Oh,
Planet X. Yeah, it's called Nibiru, and
comes in and out every once in a while.
It does, and apparently that's what causes some of our extinction level events. And maybe the people who put all the humans here are from Planet Nibiru, and they're not good people. But whole story here about its weird elliptical orbit, and apparently it's all here in the Bible, Mark. So if you want to go maybe do some studying up on the Bible to see about Nibiru being in there. And this guy right here, Pastor Ronnie Desmond, says, I believe it because the Bible says it. Deep impacts are in Revelations chapter 88.
Yes. Yeah, we're not sure what it was. We don't know if it was going to be bombs or asteroids or what.
Apparently it's...
Because they say from the heavens.
This is starting to make sense. That this maybe what if the Week of the World News is right for the first time ever?
Whatever happened at it? Was that the thing that everybody was talking about for a minute, where they said it was moving and all that, and they were saying that I thought for sure it was going to be something big, and then it just kind of went away. The thing that was in our orbit, it was supposed to be going past us in our orbit.
There was
it was used.
There was what they thought was an interstellar ship, which turned out to be a giant rock from space that was just passing by. But there's a guy named Dr. Avi Loeb who turns up on YouTube all the time, who's some MIT scientist, he claims to be, about he's like, no, this is really an intelligent ship with beings on it. And of course, if you read the Weekly World News, they say intelligent ship headed for Earth was diverted at the last second by good aliens. Oh, thank God, we're saved. Whew, that was a close one.
Yeah, I was really kind of disappointed with the whole the way the files being released. It was like the same crap we always see.
We have had the most meh UFO disclosure ever. Oh, speaking of disclosure, now you're going to see the new Steven Spielberg movie Disclosure Day.
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to go see it. So I'm going to do a movie review on Disclosure Day in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think it comes out 2 weeks from now. So expect a full review, no spoilers, and I will judge if I think you can handle it. And if I say that you can handle it, you have to go see it. Is that a deal? Okay. But if I don't think you can handle it, I will be honest with you and I will tell you, Mark, this movie's not for you.
Well, is it? It's supposed to be similar to, but a little more heavier than the other one, right?
We just don't know. I mean, Steven Spielberg even came out and said that all the scenes from the trailers that he's put out are from the first act. Nothing from the second, third, or fourth act has gotten out because he doesn't want to spoil the movie. Because so many movies, you see these big, beautiful trailers, and it's like, I just saw the whole fucking movie. I don't need to see this movie now.
Movie in 60 seconds.
Well, this is Steven Spielberg, greatest director of all time, and he knows not to do that. So,
he's had some really good stuff.
Are you kidding me? Everything that man touches, gold. Absolute gold.
Yeah,
even his bad movies are good. Like, what was a bad Steven Spielberg movie? I can't think of one, because there really isn't one. No, there isn't. There isn't even a mediocre Steven Spielberg movie. His last movie he did was called The Fabelmans, which was kind of an autobiographical piece about his life as a child and his relationship with his parents and his mother when his mother was having an affair with her father's best friend. And, they ended up moving from New Jersey to Arizona to California. And it sounds boring, and maybe it was, but it's still directed and written by Steven Spielberg. It was great. I watched it twice. I thought it was fantastic. It was a very interesting, story about flawed humans. And, it's Steven Spielberg. He has those. Well, I don't know how he gets those camera angles. He can make just a regular soap opera kind of movie with the right camera angles, and now the movie's interesting. And I don't give away any spoilers, but I'm going to spoil something. At the end of the movie, he is at Paramount Pictures or somewhere, and he's trying to be an intern. He's trying to break his way into the business. And the guy he's talking to is a studio executive, and he says, "Hey, do you know who John Ford is?" He's like, "Are you kidding me? John Ford, the guy who directed all those great Westerns? Yeah, I know who John Ford is. Let's go over to his office. I want you to meet him right now." And he goes over there, and he sits down, and Mr. Ford is sitting in his office just smoking a cigar, was this part in black and white? No, this part was in color. So Mr. Ford is sitting there smoking a cigar, and he's all crotchety, and he's like, "Kid, what's interesting about that picture?" And he's like, "It's of cowboys." "No, give me something else." I like the way that it's framed with, you've got a big foreground with the ground and you've still got the big sky. "No, that's wrong too. It's interesting." And he starts giving him this whole lesson on how to frame a shot to make it interesting. And it turns out that the guy who played John Ford was none other than director David Lynch, Right before he died, he filmed this scene because he was a very old man by then. It was David Lynch. Because I immediately recognized him and I said, is that who I think? Oh my God, that's David Lynch playing John Ford. But that's how you take a boring sounding movie and you make it interesting, is you do shit like that. And it's just, it was a very atypical movie for him. And I still enjoyed the hell out of it. And I watched it twice. I would watch it again.
Where'd you find it?
I think it was on HBO for a while. Maybe it was on Netflix. I don't remember, but it's out there. We see it pop up on Hulu or Netflix or HBO or something. It was supposed to be his last movie, and John Williams did the music for it because John Williams does all the music for all of Steven Spielberg's movies, and that's one of the big reasons why his movies are so successful, is because nobody does, scores a movie like John Williams does. I saw Spielberg on the Colbert Report last week, and he talked about, he's like, well, I had to call John, who's, in his 80s now and very retired. And, we decided that the Fabelmans would be, that's it. We're both going to retire. We're done. And he was fine with it. He was ready to retire. And then here I am, 5 years later, knocking on his door and saying, hey, John, you want to do one more? And he just like, no, Steven, you said that we were retired. I'm not doing any more. And he said, well, how'd you convince him? And he said, oh, it cost me, but I convinced him. So we can look forward to dramatic John Williams music in the new Disclosure Day movie, which I am extremely excited to see. So
now it's what I gathered out of it, it just looked very suspenseful, but I couldn't see anything gross or anything like that. Like it was not.
I don't think it's going to be that.
You know what I mean? Like how Alien was kind of gross for people coming out of.
Oh yeah, no, it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I think it's going to be. It's going to be unexpected, and I think it might actually be a nice movie. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be scary for a while, but it turns out nice. Kind of like Close Encounters.
Well, I know they were talking a lot about it on online. Like there's pages.
Oh my God!
Podcast after podcast talking about. It's supposed to. It's like it's government propaganda that's showing.
Right. They're preparing you for a fake alien invasion by using Hollywood. I've seen all the dumb people. Yes, it's like I love a good conspiracy. I really do. I'm just not buying yet. I'm not. No. Still, but I will entertain all conspiracies. Bring them to me because I find them to be very amusing.
Well, the funny thing about a lot of those conspiracies so far, they were conspiracies, and now we know is the truth, and that kind of throws people off because there are a lot of fake stuff out there. Period. All the time.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
But it's just so wild that like used to poo-poo everybody, and now you got to just wait a minute and see how it kind of plays.
If it's on the internet, you can't believe it. Mark Haney said the most profound thing about the internet many years ago, when the internet was still kind of a new thing, when I was listening to them back in the 90s. And he said, well, you got this World Wide Web, Stan. And Stan's like, uh-huh. And he said, or as I call it, the World Wide Web of pornography. Because that's kind of how it started. If you really go back and look at the infancy of the internet, it was pretty much that. It was nerds talking about, transistors and lasers and shit and porn. That's really all it was. It was the World Wide Web of pornography, and Mark Haney called it that for years, and he was right.
Gotcha, man. Oh man, I know. I can remember when I would what they called it, a chat room monitor, so I could get my free AOL.
Oh my God, you've been cheap your whole life. You get to be a hall room monitor and get free AOL. Oh my God! I can't even. And it was look at you.
It was a music chat room, and all they wanted to do was talk about
boobies,
sex, and hooking up.
Yep, music chat room. Hey, do you like Led Zeppelin? Yeah, me too. Do you like Led Zeppelin with a drumstick? Yeah, I do like drumsticks. Do you like this drumstick? Oh, I can't believe it took you that long. That's pretty much every chat room. Back then, what was the other IRC? Was that was another chat program? Remember? Do you remember IRC? No, just AOL. No, news groups.
Oh, wait a minute. IRC. I do remember
IRC, of course. Yeah, IRC was around. We all had news groups back at the beginning as well. That was where I used news groups for like car stuff. I'm such a lame nerd. I never used it for any of that crap. Mm-hmm. Now I wish I kind of had, but that wasn't ever my scene. You know, it was just never. I don't know. Cars. I want to talk about cars. I'm an infant.
Well, there is a lot of good stuff about that. Oh, speaking of the internet, I was talking to my son a little bit, and he goes, you know, Dad, I said, all I ever see on Instagram and YouTube and things like that are these, 12-second, things and 30-second things or whatever thing, and I forgot what he called them. He called them by the name. I can't remember what they're called. But kind of like reels.
Yeah, from
whatever.
Oh God, what was it? It was before TikTok. Anyway.
Yeah, and he goes, why don't you and Erica do that? And he goes, put some of those together. He goes, I said, well, no. First he goes, are you guys on YouTube yet? I go,
no, we don't want to do that.
I haven't really worked on any of that stuff, and that means I had to go comb my hair and everything else. So it's like, no, he goes, no. He says, no. He still thinks like, he says, the internet's filled with nothing but that. So I said, really? So I said, okay, well, I'll dig into it. And I went online and I looked at YouTube and I went on and I signed up and I put under our Gmail address or email and put one of our little promos up. And then I found on YouTube, there's a bunch of our promos that when they make promos for us at the podcast playground, they put it up on their YouTube also.
Yeah.
Their YouTube. But I can download those and we can have our own. And I'm going to so I said, you know what? I said, it's going to cost me though. And he goes, what do you mean by that? He goes, it's not going to cost any money. I said, no. I'm going to have to actually work and like write down and laugh about something.
I know, man.
And then pull that piece off. But that's okay because that's what we pay. We're doing these shows, and that's what he's making the money. That's part of his expense.
I'm just afraid that someone's going to hear this and people are going to start listening to it. Then we have to do it all the time.
I want to get on to either someone's good list or bad.
I mean,
list.
my sister and my friend Chris listen to us, and they think we're fun. That's plenty for me. It's plenty. I don't need more than that.
I thought to myself, I like to either be on somebody's like, this is the crappiest show ever.
Yeah, it is.
Or this show is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to vote crappy. Can I vote? I'm going to vote crappy.
I don't want to be. That'd be good to be at number one at something.
The worst show on the Podcast Playground is. Drum roll, please. Oh, look at that! It's the show that can't decide what it wants to call itself. The mandatory phone call of friendship. It's a good one. Hey, speaking of which, friend, I got to get out of here. I got to take my daughter to her physical therapy appointment for her ankle so she can be better and start driving a stick shift again.
Yes. How's she
doing all right.
Anyway,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
is she around? I didn't even see her.
I heard the hairdryer a little bit ago. I'm sure if you are listening at home and you have headphones on, you heard the hairdryer running. So, yeah, she's back there somewhere.
Getting ready. Yeah. Well, tell her I'm sorry for her
I
loss.
Certainly will, and thank you very much.
All right. And I guess we'll talk on our new summer hours. We'll talk in a couple
every
weeks.
other week during the summer for us because, I don't know, because it's summer? Is that why? Yeah, let's go with summer. We're going to go back to every week in the fall because it does get dark a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, we'll figure that out later. But hey, have a good week there, buddy, and I'll talk to you then.
You too.
See you.
Erica and Mark, the phone call.